Owain, thanks for joining us on this midweek catch-up. First of all, let's look back at Saturday's game against Dare United first. Another disappointing result in the end. How did you view the performance?
Yeah, it's always difficult, when you go a goal down so early in a game. It's always difficult because reality is you're playing catch-up all the time, aren't you? When you've conceded a goal. Having said that, there was plenty of positives in the game. We had some really good play at times. We created some great chances, but sadly, it turned out how it turned out on Saturday.
I suppose the million-dollar question is, why has our form dramatically changed over the past few weeks? I'm guessing you're scratching your head as much as everybody else.
Yeah, no, definitely, because we've pretty much kept everything as it was from the start of pre-season, if you'd like, or whatever time you want to put it. Not a lot has changed, but as we all know in this game, unfortunately, once the momentum starts to turn, it's what happens in football, but we just need to get a foothold in the game, in a game, and hopefully things will turn, because no one can sit here and say that we are not creating opportunities and that we're not getting the ball where we want it, where we want the ball, because we are, and we did that on Saturday. It's just, unfortunately, the other end and off the ball, we haven't been as cute, if you like, as streetwise as we possibly would like to be,
In terms of yourself personally, that was your first week performance of the season, your third of the campaign overall. You've got a lot of competition this year with Denise Mehmet pushing you all the way.
No, definitely. And that's what the gaffer's brought in. Obviously, he said that from the get-go, which was going to be how it was. Obviously, I was put in on Saturday. I've not played in a little while. As nice as it was to play again for this football club. On the other hand, it was very disappointing that we couldn't get anything from the game.
Obviously, at full time, you would have heard and felt the fans' frustration. I'm sure the players had felt just as frustrated with the way things had gone as well. Do you feel that there's a lot of pressure going into this Saturday's game against Inverness?
There's always pressure. There's always pressure. Doesn't matter what end of the table you are. That comes part and parcel of football. Pressure. We're in a privileged position, right? Because everyone would like to be working in football, playing there on the pitch. But the players that are given the opportunity to go out there and represent this football club are privileged to do so. So we have to remain focused. We have to continue to work as hard as we possibly can. And we're doing that. We are doing, we are working. The boys are working extremely hard within the week, things that people don't really see. But it just hasn't been working for us of late. But, your luck has to change at some point. Because, as I say, the boys are working extremely hard.
When you look at the league table, Inverness have started great, 5 wins out of 5, and our aim at the start of the season was to be up there challenging for promotion to try win the title. So it's a big game on Saturday to try and get back to winning ways, but also try and claw some points back on the teams above us. I know
what you're saying. Realistically, and I always say this when I'm sitting in this chair, that let's not get ahead of ourselves in terms of the big goal, because there's so many tiny, small goals that we need to accomplish before sort of putting something as big as trying to win the league, as as important as it is, and it is the final aim. I'm not going away from that, but there's so many tasks that we have to accomplish before even, getting there. A week's a long time in football, a month's even longer. And, within a month, you've played so many games. So look how many points you can accumulate within a month. I'm sure this time last season, Inverness were pretty much where we are now, or thereabout. I know they had their problems with the virus and whatever else they were up against at that time. But look how they turned it around. By the end of the season, they just narrowly, very narrowly missed out on a playoff spot because they found their form later in the season. So, listen, I'm not going to sit here and compare. I'm just giving you an example of what can happen in football. And we've got to be realistic with that. It is still very much early days. It really is. The season's a long, long time. It really is. So let's not come away from the goal, the ultimate goal of our season, but also let's focus on every game as it comes, every week.
And just finally, without wanting you to try and repeat yourself, what's your kind of overall message to the fans heading into Saturday's match?
I think, personally, to achieve and to be successful for us all, we have to stick together. I know for the fact what this, listen, we all know how important this football club is to the fans, and how, like I've said, how privileged we are to play and represent this football club. But for us to be as one collectively and be successful, all of us have to come together to get there, to be successful, to get the 3 points, and then to make it 6 points and 9 points, and it's a ladder, and let's get ourselves up that ladder, up the league. By doing that, let's enjoy it together. Let's come together and let's give it a good go.